Start to massage through the lower back. And then take a gentle twist, just let your knees fall over towards the left. You can open up your arms here, and to really complete the twist, turn your gaze over towards the right. So you feel this rotation from the base of the spine all the way through to the crown of the head. Good, and then slowly come back through center. We'll take it to the other side, knees fall to the right. You can turn your gaze to the left. Maybe create that slight upward lift here of your belly. And then slowly come back through center. Start to rock and roll here forward and back the whole length of the spine. So let's do this 2 or 3 times. And on this final time, we'll meet right in boat pose. We'll start off right in Navasana this morning. So find your sit bones. Once you get there, knees could be bent or straight, but really start to lift your chest through your arms. So sometimes it helps to assist by just holding on to the backs of the legs. Go wherever you are, stay here and breathe just for another 3, 2, and then on 1, just squeeze your knees in towards your chest like a little cannonball. Give yourselves a hug, maybe a little roundness in your spine here, and then let it go. Come right back into Navasana, boat pose, lift the heart. Feel free to hold on to the backs of the legs if you need that little lift of the chest here. Stay for 3, 2, and on 1, squeeze the knees in towards your chest. Give yourselves a little squeeze, a little hug, still trying to balance on those sit bones. Last time, come back, Navasana, boat pose. Good. Squeeze your legs towards the center. Try to gaze at your toes. That'll help keep your mind steady. Good. Stay for 3, 2. This time on 1, just crisscross your legs in front of you, plant your hands, and we'll meet in a tabletop position, hands and knees. Good. And we'll continue to wake the body up, this time with cat and cow. So spread the fingers, point your toenails down to the floor. And then on the inhale, tilt the tailbone, gaze up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, round the back, pull the belly all the way in and up. Good. And then again, drop the belly, gaze high, inhale. Exhale, round the back, squeeze the navel all the way in. So let's do this about 2 or 3 more times on your own. So really start to focus on breath and movement. So really tuning into the length of the inhale and coordinating that with the movements of the body, right? Moving in a very special and particular way is really what defines this Vinyasa yoga. Good. So take one more full deep breath here. And then we'll meet in a neutral table position. And from this neutral place, let's take puppy dog pose, Anahata Asana. So just start to crawl the hands forward so your chest reaches down towards the floor. The hips are nice and high here. This is really intended to be a heart opener, but you can feel this as a opening through the shoulders perhaps, as well as the upper back. Good. So as much as you can, just let your heart melt down towards the floor. If you have some space, you can inch the fingers maybe just a little bit further out in front of you. Good. One more breath here. And then nice and easy from this position, just come all the way onto your bellies. We'll set up for a baby cobra pose. So once you get there, just walk your hands to those low ribs, point your toes down into the floor. And on the inhale, just start to lift up just to the point of the navel, shoulders back, keep that nice long length here through your spine. Good. And on the exhale, let your chin come down towards the mat. Good. We'll do that again. Inhale, peel up, maybe to the point of the navel, maybe even slightly higher. If you want an extra challenge, just let your hands float off the ground. We'll stay for 3. Good. 2. And then on 1, release your chins back down towards the floor. And then here, just press back to child's pose. So now the hips rest all the way down towards your heels. Good. Arms extend out in front of you. And just find the steadiness here, knowing that this pose is always available. It's your resting pose. It's a pose that gets you grounded. If the mind ever feels too busy, you can come here to collect yourself. And then when you're ready, let's meet back in downward facing dog. And then from here, we'll just start to feel the dog out together. So once you find this down dog position, make sure your arms are about shoulder width distance apart, really spread through the fingers. Make sure your head is just hanging loosely between your thighs is where the gaze will be. And the feet are about 2 fist distance apart. So think of the space of your inner hips. And then from here, just drop your knees down to a hover. So the knees come almost to the ground, and then press your chest back towards your legs. And then from there, start to straighten the legs. Let the heels get a little bit closer to the floor. Good, let's try that again. Take your knees down to a hover, zip the belly, press your chest towards the thighs, and then release your heels down towards the earth, finding that nice deep downward facing dog. Good. And on the inhale, take the right leg, reach it up towards the ceiling, and then bend the knee and just start to fan open here. Maybe you stack the hips, maybe you bring some little movements through the toes, the ankle, maybe some big hip circles. Again, really finding what feels right for you this morning, knowing that this is your personal practice. And then take the leg straight back towards the ceiling. Good. Keep the leg lifted, but ripple forward to a 3-legged plank. So you'll come all the way forward. Try to keep that right leg raised. Good. Stay here and breathe. Keep pressing the earth away just for 3, 2, and then lift back up, 3-legged dog on 1, and then just gently release that right foot down towards the earth. Good. We'll set that up on the other side. So start off with the left leg reaching up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, start to fan open, maybe those hip circles, maybe just more small movements through the toes or the ankle. Good. And then take the leg straight back towards the ceiling, flex through the heel, ripple forward, find that 3-legged plank all the way forward, gaze is in front of your fingers. Good, stay for 3, 2, and then on 1, back to 3-legged dog. Lift that left leg back high. Good. And then gently release it down towards the earth. Nice. And then come all the way onto your tippy toes. Start to look forward and just make your way towards the top of the mat. And then once you get there, let's hang in a ragdoll pose for a few breaths. Maybe sway a little bit side to side. Maybe shake out the head or the neck. Any feelings that you don't want to wear on yourself today, imagine that they can just drip away. Maybe a slight bend in the knees here if the backs of the legs feel tight. Good. And then slowly just release your hands down towards the floor. Look forward as you lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, chest to thighs. Let's try that one more time. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. Once you get there, take the arms up overhead, look up towards your thumbs, and then just release your hands to your heart center. Let's take a moment of dedication. So just dedicate this practice to someone or something. And you can slowly release, find your mountain position, arms long by your sides, feeling firm through all 4 corners of your feet. Belly pulls in and up, sit bones nice and neutral, just reaching down towards the floor. And then we'll flow through sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale as you bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back to high plank position. So maybe you drop the knees, otherwise bend the elbows for full low plank chaturanga. Inhale, lifts you up, cobra or upward facing where the thighs start to lift. Exhale, lift the hips back, downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Down dog is that place where we can check in with your breathing. Good. One more here. Good. And then look forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good. And again, inhale, reach up, breath and movement, deep breath in. Exhale as you bow and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands, high to low plank, chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, lifts you up, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out as we create this warmth in the body through this connection of breath and movement, through this breathing through the nose, through this lift of the belly, we start to get a little bit deeper into the posture. So maybe the heels reach a little bit closer over time to the floor. Good. And then look forward. Come to the top of the mat, big toes touch. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up tall. Gaze up once you get there. And then exhale, hands to your hearts. Good. One more of those. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale as you bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, Chaturanga Dandasana, low plank position. Good. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. One more inhale. Exhale. Good. Then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Big toes touch. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart center, and then arms long by your sides. Set up now, sun salutation B, chair pose, Utkatasana. Drop the bottoms low, reach the arms high. One breath in here. And on the exhale, bow down and fold forward. Good. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands high to low plank, chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing, shoulders back. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then step the right foot forward to warrior one. So ground through the feet, rise up on the in-breath. Good. And on the exhale, hands come down. Step back high to low plank. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe it out. Good. Left foot steps forward, really firm through your feet, and then you'll rise up a little more easy. Good. And then as you exhale, let the hands splash down. So move with your breath, maybe faster, maybe slower than me. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, breathe it out. Good. Nice. So notice the impact of your hands here. Try to press a little bit more through your thumbs and your pointer fingers. So you feel this energy kind of pulling down the midline of your body. Good. One more breath. And then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat, big toes together. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, drop the bottoms low, reach the arms up. Try to squeeze your legs together. Try to lean back towards your heels. Good. And then stand tall, hands to your heart center. Good. So we'll do this a few more times. I'm going to give you the option to go through crow pose. We'll kind of infuse that into the sun salutation B. Obviously, you can skip it or just play around with wherever you are in your practice. All right, so big toes together. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Drop the bottoms low, reach the arms high. One breath in here. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, now plant the hands for crow position. Bring your knees to the backs of the arms. So maybe that's all you do today. Let's hold and breathe just for 3. Good, maybe one foot lifts, maybe the other. 2. Nice. And then on 1, chaturanga, step back or float. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands come down, high to low plank. Upward facing, breathe in. Downward facing, breathe out. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, strong warriors, looks good. And then exhale, hands splash down, high to low plank. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, lift the hips, breathe it out. Good. So come back to the breath if you lost it. Sometimes we work so hard we forget to breathe. Good. One more here. And then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat, step or hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, drop low, reach the arms high, so much that your toes can lift right off the floor here. Good. And then stand tall, hands to your heart center. We'll do that again with the option for crow, chair pose, inhale. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands, Bakasana, crow position. Take those knees to the backs of the arms, and then challenge yourself to tip the weight a little bit more forward. So that's the fear part that we have to get over. Make sure you're looking forward and not down. Let's stay for another 3. Belly pulls in, arms in towards the center. 2. And on 1, chaturanga, exhale. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Right foot steps forward. Rise up, deep breath in. Exhale, hands will splash down. Step back, high to low plank. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Left foot steps forward, really firm through those feet. Rise up, arms with your ears. Good. Exhale to the mat, high to low plank. Good. Upward facing, breathe in. Down dog, lift the hips, breathe it out. Good. So building that fire. A fire that really stems from the area around the navel, which is our center of transformation and growth. Good. And then look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Big toes touch. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold, chair pose, drop low, reach those arms high. Try to sit a little bit lower than you naturally want to sit. Good. And then stand tall, hands to your heart center. Good. Last one like that. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, bow and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands, crow position, knees to those triceps. Good. Lean forward. Even though the arms aren't moving, they're isometrically pulling in towards the center. Belly pulls in. Nice focus. Stay for another 3. Looks so good. If you fall out, just try again. 2. And then on 1, chaturanga. Good. Let that go. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward. Rise up on the inhale. This time on the exhale, let's open it up to warrior 2. So open the hips, set the gaze over that right middle finger, flip your front palm, float back, radiant warrior, deep breath in. And on the exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Let's meet in high plank position. Zip up those feet together. Let's take a side plank. Left hand stays down. Take the right arm, reach it up towards the sky. Good. So maybe you stack the ankles. Maybe you lift the top leg. Maybe you lower that bottom knee. So find what works for you this morning. Stay for another 3. Keep pressing the earth away. Good. 2. And then on 1, high plank position. Come all the way towards those tippy toes. Bend the elbows, come down, low push up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good. Left foot steps forward. Rise up, warrior 1. Deep breath in. Exhale, let's open it up, warrior 2. Good. So adjust your stance. Flip the front palm, float back, radiant warrior as you inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, high to low. Oh, actually, it's just saying high plank. There you go. High plank. We'll set up that side plank, feet together. Other side. This time, right hand stays down. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Good. So any of those variations on the other side, maybe this side feels like you can do something else. Good. Keep lifting that top hip up. So you want to create this almost like a rainbow-like shape with your body. Good. One more breath. Nice. Let it go. High plank position. Bend the elbows, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Let's take a moment in child's pose. You guys have been working hard. We haven't had an official rest. So if you want some water, go right ahead. When you're ready, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Let's look forward. Come to the top of the mat, big toes together. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Good. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Arms up overhead. We'll keep on flowing. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Good. This time, open the feet 2 fist distance apart. So your choice, either you take a yogi toe lock or go right to gorilla, where you walk the hands underneath the feet. Otherwise, just grab hold of those big toes. Look forward on the inhale. Exhale, fold, chest towards your thighs. Good. Make sure there's that 2 fist distance between the feet. That'll make you feel a little bit more steady than when the feet are really close together. But zip in through the navel. Good. Try to tip the weight more towards the balls of the feet here, so you have this nice long line from your sit bones down to the heels of your feet. Good. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. One more breath. Good. And then release the hands. Look forward as you lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. You guys look so good. We'll do one more crow position. Take your knees to the backs of the arms. Good. Tip the weight forward. Lots of focus here. Lots of letting go of fear, knowing that we all fall when we try to do this at first many, many times. Good. Stay and breathe just for another 3. Good. 2. Chaturanga on 1. Step back or float. Nice. Inhale will lift you up, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Just as deep on the breath out. Let's take the right leg, reach it up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, fan open. So we've been here before. This time you can stay. If you want to flip the dog, take that right foot down towards the earth. Firm through the feet. Start to lift your hips up. And if you're going there, see if you can just let your head fall all the way back. So you want to open your throat. You don't want any tension in the head or the neck. Good. One more breath here. Like with everything, really feel like you're pressing the earth away. And then we'll flip it back over. 3-legged dog. Take that right leg, reach it up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the right knee in towards your nose. Come all the way forward like a plank. Good. Take the leg back up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the right knee in towards your nose. Step the foot through. Let's stay low in a lunge position. So make sure you're on the toes of your back foot. Good. Hands will just frame the front foot. If it's hard for you to reach the floor, maybe you can grab a pillow or a book or something you can grip onto like a block. Good. And then take a nice long inhale, maybe even slightly look up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, straighten the right leg, bow down, chin towards your shins. So almost like a wide distance pyramid pose here. Good. Try to scissor that right hip back, left thigh bone forward. Nice. And then again, bend back into your lunge. Take an inhale. On the exhale, straighten through that right leg, bow down, chin to shin. Maybe this time you flex those right toes up towards your face. That intensifies the stretch here. Good. Belly pulls in. Good. And then again, bend back into your lunge. Good. This time, reach your left arm forward. Try to scissor that right hip bone back. Good. Then extend both arms forward out in front of you. Imagine your arms framing the ears. So maintain your hover. Stay for 3. Good. 2. And then on 1, inhale as you rise up to stand, crescent lunge. And on the exhale, let's open back up to warrior 2. So adjust your stance. We'll be here for a little bit. So it's a wider stance than a warrior 1. Take a look down. Make sure your front toes are pointing forward. Your front knee is pointing forward. And as much as you can, sink into the bend of that right leg so you feel this as a hip opener. And then flip the front palm, float back, radiant warrior, deep breath in. And on the exhale, side angle, right arm comes down to the right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Good, so we'll be here for a few breaths. So find your variations. There's so many options here, full binds, half binds, birds of paradise, really whatever works for you in your practice. Most importantly, you lean back enough that your heart is facing in an upward position. Good, really press through that back heel. Nice, stay and breathe. Nice focus, just for another 3. Good, 2. And then on the inhale, we'll meet back in warrior 2. Take your time to get there. Gaze over that right middle finger. And then straighten the front leg. Let's set up for triangle pose. So shorten your stance a little bit. Reach all the way forward. Try to lengthen through the whole right side. And then right hand comes down, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Again, you may or may not be able to touch the floor and Perhaps you don't have a block with you at home, and that's okay. You can just let your hand float above your shin. That actually works the core a lot when we're not pressing that right hand into anything. Good, and feel that leaning back sensation. Nice. One more breath here. And on the inhale, slowly start to rise back up. Bring your hands to your hips. Let's set up for a twisted triangle. So step your back foot in closer. You're going to face the front of the mat again. So we close our hips off. Make sure your hip points are facing front. Left arm, let's reach it up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lean forward and down. Left hand to either side of the foot. Once you feel rooted here, take that right arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale. Zip in through the belly. Exhale. Good. Again, inhale. Try to twist a little bit more on the exhale. Good. One more like that. And on your next exhale, just start to look down towards the floor. Reposition your right hand so it's underneath your right shoulder. And we'll move right into revolved half moon. So now you're going to scoot that right hand maybe slightly more forward. That back leg will lift. So we're basically creating the same shape now with just this element of balance. So again, zip in through the belly. Exhale, try to open up a little bit more. So this is revolved half moon. Good. Again, inhale. Exhale, one more breath. Good. And then let it go. Everything comes down. Just start to shake it out a little bit. Little rock from side to side. Good. And then release your hands down towards the floor. Look forward and lengthen. Exhale, just a fold, chest to thighs. This time we'll flow. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands high to low plank or simply step back to down dog. So know that you can always skip these vinyasas if you just feel it's necessary today. Nice. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So we'll set this up for the other side. So take the left leg, reach it up towards the ceiling. And then squeeze the left knee in towards your nose all the way forward like a plank. Good. And then take the leg back up towards the ceiling. And then squeeze the left knee in towards the nose. Step the foot through. Find that low lunge. Good. So really high on the ball of that back foot. Let your hands frame your front foot the best you can. Zip up through the navel. Gaze slightly high. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, straighten the front leg. Bow down, chin towards your shins. Good. That back heel will likely be elevated here since this is a wider stance than a typical pyramid pose. Good. And then again, bend back into your lunge. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, straighten the left leg, bow down, chin to shin. Maybe this time you flex those left toes up towards your face. Good. Again, think of your legs like that open pair of scissors. Scissor that left hip back, right thigh forward. Good. And then bend back into the lunge. We'll set this up. Start off with your right arm reaching forward. Start to scissor that left thigh back. And then both arms reach forward. Frame those ears. Try to maintain the hover. Stay and breathe for another 3. Nice focus. Good. 2. And then rise up, crescent lunge on the inhale. And on the exhale, open it up, warrior 2. So let that right heel come down. The gaze is over the left middle finger. Again, it's always nice to do a little body scan. Make sure your belly's pulled in. Try to knit your ribs in towards your back as well. Flip the front palm, float back, radiant warrior. Deep breath here. Get long on the left side. Exhale, side angle. Left arm comes down to the thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Good. So maybe this is exactly where you should be today. If you have those variations, feel free to go right ahead. And we always know we're where we should be when our breath is steady and our mind is calm. Good. Wherever you are, be all there. Stay for another 3. Good. 2. And then slowly we'll meet back in warrior 2. Rise up. Reset your gaze. And then straighten the front leg. Let's set up for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Shorten your stance slightly. Lean all the way forward like those left fingers are reaching over your toes. And then left hand comes down, right arm reaches up. So as much as you can, try to stack your shoulders and lean back. So the gazing point here is up at that right thumb, but if that bothers your neck at all, just look down. Good. So maybe even feeling a slight stretch on the top of that left hip. Actually, that would be right hip here. Good. One more breath. And then slowly rise up on the inhale. Good. Hands to the hips. Let's set up for that twisted triangle. Step the back foot in closer. Again, make sure your hips and your shoulders are facing the front of your mat. Take the right arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, lean forward and down. Right hand for this one will come to either side of your foot, depending on how intense you want the twist to be. Left arm reaches high. Good. Inhale. Twist open a little bit more as you exhale. Good. Firm through both feet. One breath in. One breath out. Good. So we'll transition to twisted half moon. So reposition that bottom hand so it's right underneath the shoulder. Gaze slightly forward and then let that back leg just lift off the ground. So you're maintaining your twist. You're just doing it now with that back leg lifted. Good. Zip up through the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Subtle twist. Open a little bit more. Maybe you look up towards that top arm. Good. Flex through the back heel. Get long through the limbs. One more breath. Exhale it out. And then slowly start to release. We'll meet back in ragdoll pose. Everything comes down towards the floor. Nice job. Sway a little bit side to side. Shift your hips, shake your head, whatever feels good. And then release your hands down towards the earth. Look forward as you inhale. Exhale, just step back to a high plank position. Good. Come all the way forward towards those tippy toes. Stay here and breathe just for 3. Keep pressing the earth away. Keep the belly pulled in and up. 2. And then slowly all the way down onto your bellies. Good. Breathe it out. So take a moment here. And then we'll set up for a few back bends. So arms will come long by your sides. Point your toes down towards the floor. Exhale all the air out. And on the inhale, let's lift up just the upper portion of your body. So lift the heart, lift the arms. Try to keep your toes pressing down towards the floor and use that as an additional grounding opportunity to peel your heart up. Zip up through the belly. Reach those arm bones back behind you. And on the exhale, let it go. Come on down, chins to the floor. Good. This time you can even scoot your hands slightly underneath your bellies or your legs. We're going to focus just on lifting the legs up now. So your arms are again going to stay grounded to the mat. Come onto the chin or the forehead. I think for this one, it's actually easier on the forehead. That's just my opinion. Exhale all the air out. And on the inhale, point your toes and lift your legs. Everything else is rooting down. You're trying to get your thighs off the floor. Point your toes. Try to get as much of the upper thighs off the mat. Good. Stay for 3. Good. Keep pressing even through the hands. 2. And on 1, everything comes down. Nice job. You can unhook your hands from underneath you. And then just let your arms rest by your sides like in a cactus arm, kind of. So your elbows are on the floor. Your palms are on the floor. And then we'll do some pulses here where we'll lift the upper body and the lower body. So exhale all the air out. And on the inhale, lift the heart, lift those cactus arms, lift your legs, and then come back down. We'll do this again. Lift up. We'll go for 5. Everything lifts. Lower it back down. Good. Again, 4. Lift up. Good. Back on down. Good. 3. Everything lifts up. Good. Back down to the mat. Twice more. 2. Good. Let it go. And then on 1, lift up. We'll hold here and breathe just for another 3. Looks good. Keep reaching in every direction. 2. And on one, nice job. Come on down. Let's meet back in child's pose. Press those hips towards the heels. Feel good about your practice. Feels good to breathe, feels good to move. And then from here, let's come onto the knees. We'll do 2 more back bends. We'll come into camel pose. So all the way onto the knees, the hands will come to the lower backs. So you can point your toes to the floor. You can also come onto the balls of the feet. It's a slight modification. But once you get there, really squeeze those arm bones back behind you. Use your hands here to press your hips forward. Start to look up towards your ceiling. Good. Zip in through the belly. Maybe this feels like enough. Otherwise, you can reach down towards the heels of your feet. Keep pressing the hips forward. Good. Stay and breathe. Head falls back and the throat nice and open. Try to resist your urge to come out of it. One more breath. And on the inhale, slowly rise back up. You can sit down onto your feet. Let yourself adjust. Good. So you can stay here and just breathe like a short meditation. Otherwise, let's try that again. Come back onto the knees, hands to the low back. Try to squeeze those arm bones so you feel the shoulder blades getting closer behind you. And then take it where it can go. Press your hips forward. Head falls back. Maybe you stay holding the low back. Maybe you reach for those heels. Good. Keep pressing your hips forward though. That's the most important part. Good. Stay and breathe for 3. Belly is nice and strong. Good. 2. And then reverse your steps. Come up with a nice strong spine. And then sit down onto your feet. Let yourself adjust for a moment. It's common to get a little lightheaded, even sometimes emotional coming out of this pose, because it requires your heart to be completely open, and a sense of vulnerability comes with that. And then slowly just release your hands down towards the floor. So come into a tabletop position. Good. We'll rinse it out with just 1 cat and cow. Drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly all the way in. And then from here, just find down dog. Just lift those hips up. Good. And then from downward facing dog, just take a look forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Big toes come together. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Take the arms up overhead. And then from here, let's set up dancer's pose. So just reach that right arm behind you. Grab hold of your right foot. So you're standing on one leg. That left arm is going to stay reaching up towards your ear. So set your gaze. You guys look good. So maybe you stay here, just working on balance. Try to squeeze those knees close together to start. And then if you want the back bend in this balance, start to reach those right toes up towards the sky. Good. And in doing that, you also have to try to pivot the upper body a little bit more forward. But make sure this is a nice balanced 50-50 type motion. Most importantly, you reach those right toes up towards the ceiling. Good. So gaze is beyond those front fingers. Good. Stay and breathe. Just for another 3. Keep pressing the foot into the hand. Good. 2. Beautiful. And then on 1, let it go. Let's just windmill the arms. Take the right arm, reach it up, and then reach that left hand back. Grab hold of the foot. Knees come together. Set your gaze. So you want to be focused. So figure out where you're going to look. And then when you're ready, start to reach those left toes up towards the ceiling. Good. So dancer's pose, as much as you can, is a squared hip posture. So if you can, try to tack that left hip down, even though you're really lifting those toes high. Good. If you fall out, just try again. Stay and breathe just for another 5. Good. 4. Nice. 3. Good. 2. And then on 1, let it go. Shake that out a little bit. Relax the shoulders, pedal through the feet. Nice. And now we'll rinse that out with the vinyasa. So take the arms up overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Plant the hands, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So get there any way you like. Step back, float, whatever works. And then downward facing dog. Good. So let's take that right leg, reach it up towards the ceiling, step the right foot through, find that low crescent lunge, nice and tall on the ball of that back foot, reach both arms forward just for a moment, and then slowly inhale to rise up, crescent lunge, and then exhale, open it up, warrior two. Good. And then straighten the front leg, wide-legged forward fold. So pivot your toes in towards the center. Bring your hands to your hips. A little lift of the heart here as you inhale. And on the exhale, bow down and fold forward. Good. So you can take your hands down towards the earth. Crawl the hands out in front of you once you get there, like a halfway lift position. And on the exhale, crawl those hands back so your fingers and your toes get more even. So I see some of us like the headstand option here. Feel free to go there if you'd like to get a headstand in today. Most importantly, your hips are above your heart, so we all get this benefit of being upside down. Good. Even with the legs straight, there's still some activation. So imagine engaging through the quadriceps, the muscles above your kneecaps, lifting up. Good. One more breath here. And then if you're upside down, slowly start to make your way back down towards the earth. Good. Lengthen the spine halfway. Keep your left hand down. Take your right arm, reach it up. So just a gentle twist here in your wide-legged fold. And then like a threading of the needle, just take that right arm, reach it under. Try to grab something on that left leg, maybe your calf, maybe your ankle. And then imagine that you're kind of rotating your torso enough that you're looking underneath your left armpit now. Good. Good. Zip in through the belly. Again, try to keep your hips nice and square and really isolate this twist through your torso. Good. One more breath. And then we'll start to release. Take that right arm, reach it back up and open. And then down towards the earth. We'll take it over to the other side. Take that left arm, reach it up high. And then thread the left arm under. Try to grab hold of maybe that right ankle, maybe the calf, whatever you can reach for. And start to rotate your torso. So now your gaze is underneath that right armpit. Good. Even here, try to tip the weight a little bit more towards your toes. Good. One more breath. Nice. And then slowly start to reverse your steps. Take that left arm, reach it back up high, and then back down towards the earth. And then from here, just crawl your hands to the front of the mat. Let's take a lizard lunge. So you'll scoot that right foot all the way over towards the right side of the mat. Make room for your torso. We'll rock a little bit here, forward and back, just to really get into those hips. Good. And then find some steadiness. Maybe you stay just as you are. Maybe you lower down to the forearms. Maybe the back knee stays lifted. Maybe the knee falls to the floor. Just find your variation. But in this option here, try to squeeze that right knee in towards the right shoulder. So again, you're pulling the energy towards the midline. Just one more breath. And then wherever you are, let that back knee come down. Use your right hand to let that right thigh open up. So now you're fanning the hip open. So maybe you come onto those right pinky toes, the pinky blade of that right ankle. You can stay here. Maybe take the right arm, reach it up. Maybe you even reach that right hand behind you, trying to grab for that left foot. Maybe you squeeze that heel in towards you. Again, there's so many options here. You find what feels right for you. Most importantly, your heart is up towards the ceiling. So bring that right shoulder back. Good. And then slowly come back through center. Pivot those front toes forward. Let's step back to a high plank position. Good. Come down, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. So let's set up for the other side. So the left leg, reach it up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the left knee in towards your nose. Gently step the foot through. Find that low lunge to start. Once you feel steady, reach your arms forward just as a transition point, and then inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. Good. So open the hips. Good. And then we'll straighten the front leg. This time another wide-legged forward fold. Pivot the toes in towards the center. This time we'll swan dive down. So open your arms like a T. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, with a nice long spine, come forward and down. Grab hold of something again on those feet or ankles or thighs, whatever you can reach for. And then look forward as you inhale. Exhale, fold, chest towards your legs. Good. And even here, start to tip the weight in towards the toes. You can bring even a little bend in your elbows if you're really using that upper body strength to get you deeper here. Good. Belly pulls in. That's a nice way to protect your lower back in these folds. Nice. Wherever you are, let's stay for one more breath. And then just start to crawl the hands out in front of you. And this time we'll go right into that lizard lunge. So crawl your hands to the front of the mat, scoot the left foot over towards the left. Again, maybe that little rock here, forward and back, that might help you feel a little bit deeper into this position. And then you'll find your steady place, maybe just as you are. Maybe you lower a forearm or two, maybe the back knee drops to the mat. But again, try to squeeze that left knee in towards the shoulder. Keep your gaze forward. Try not to drop the neck. Good. 2 more breaths here. Nice. And let that back knee come down if it's not already. And then let that left thigh fan open. So use your left hand to guide here. Maybe you stay. Maybe you reach the left arm up. Maybe you even reach back. Try to grab hold of the foot behind you. Gaze is over the left shoulder. Nice. And then slowly start to release. Let's come back through center. Plant the hands, step back, high plank position. This will be the last vinyasa, so take it or leave it. Bend the elbows if you're going there, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And then from here, look forward and just come to a seated position. Nice. So we'll add in one additional hip opener today. This time we'll do frog pose. So if you're not familiar with frog, I'll kind of talk it out as best I can. You'll come sideways on your mat. If you want some extra comfort for your mat, then roll your mat up so it's almost like got some extra cushion to it, so like a little roll or a half roll. Open your knees nice and wide and start to flex your feet to opposite position. So it's kind of like a goddess pose, except we're more grounded down towards the floor. Good. So again, look back if you need a little adjustment. Make sure your ankles and your knees are in the same line. So sometimes those heels and those feet kind of tuck into the center. Instead, we want to really stack the bones nice and straight. And then just start to crawl your hands out in front of you. So you can imagine your chest reaching down towards the floor. So if you're not quite feeling this in your hips, then maybe try to widen the knees a little bit wider. Make sure your feet, once again, are flexed to opposite sides of the room. And we'll stay here for maybe about a minute, since this is a double hip opening position. So try to relax into it. Some people find this pose to be really comfortable. Some people find it to be not so comfortable. So wherever it is, just continue to breathe through it. Sometimes the poses that we resist the most are the poses that we need the most. So keep breathing. You can give me a thumbs up if this feels like the longest minute ever. There, I got a couple thumbs. All right, just one more breath. And then to come out of this, you can either slither all the way onto your bellies or just start to crawl your hands back. I think that slithering forward only works if you're feeling super open in your hips today. Otherwise, just start to crawl your hands back and then come to a seated position and just extend your legs straight out in front of you. Little rock here from side to side. Flex your feet back towards your face. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So take the arms up overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, bow down and fold forward. Good. So once you're here, take a look at your toes. Take an inhale. On the exhale, sink a little bit deeper. And then slowly inhale, rise back up. Walk your hands behind you, one handprint, reverse table or reverse plank. So either bend the knees or keep the legs straight. Wherever you're going, start to lift those hips up. Let the head fall all the way back. Good, keep pressing the earth away from you. Good, stay for 3, 2, and then on 1, bottoms come down. Nice job. Extend the legs out in front of you once again. We'll do a seated twist. So just step your right foot over the left. So your left leg stays long, right foot comes grounded. Take your right hand behind you. Left arm reaches up. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist. Left elbow really hooks to the outside of that right thigh. That's your leverage point here in your twist. Inhale. Look over that right shoulder. Try to twist a little bit more. Good. And then slowly come back through center. Let's counter that position by leaning over to the opposite side, just a little baby bowing down here. And then slowly back through center. Other side, this time the right leg straightens. Step your left foot on top. The left hand comes towards the base of the spine. Take the right arm, reach it up. Deep breath in. Exhale, you'll twist. That right elbow will anchor over to that left thigh now. Sit up nice and tall here. Inhale. Exhale, try to twist a little bit more as you gaze now towards the left shoulder. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then slowly come back through center. Start to bow down over to the opposite side, just as a little counter position here. And then slowly back through center. Extend both legs out in front of you. Reach your arms forward. And then slowly start to recline all the way down onto your backs. Good. So we only have a couple minutes left. So we'll prepare for our Shavasana. If you're ready for it, you can just set yourself up where you open your feet towards the edges of your mat. Maybe you want to give yourselves a little hug or a little squeeze, or maybe you decide to have your Shavasana with your legs up a wall, or some other type of relaxing inversion. So any of these final movements, so we can find some stillness. Once we take that final rest, it's almost like the true completion of the practice. So allow yourself some time to just let your body be still. There's nothing else to do, nothing else to engage, no expectations. Just let your body just be by itself. So slowly begin to come back. Just little movements through your fingers and your toes first. And eventually just to roll over to your right side in a comfortable position here. And then just take a moment to again thank yourself for showing up and for giving yourself a little bit of this self-love this morning. And as you go about the rest of your Saturday, see if you can pour this love into everyone and everything else that you do, everything that you see, everyone that you interact with today. And then slowly up to a comfortable seat. Hands will come to the heart center. We'll end with a final Om, so feel free to join me in your homes. Take a deep breath in. Om. And then slowly hands will come to the heart center. Thank you all so much for tuning in and joining me this morning. I hope you all are staying healthy and well and positive. I bow to you all and say namaste. Nice job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Good seeing you guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Lisa.
Hey, Larry, how's it going? You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa, Susan.
Great, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Carol,
guys.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you.
Lisa.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Rich. I saw you guys practicing.
Thank you.
Of course.
Enjoy your weekend as much as you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, we have teacher training. We'll be doing it all weekend long virtually.
That's great.
Yeah, we're making it work, you know.
We're going to try to take one tomorrow because I can't do Dorian. So.
Okay, good. Yeah, there's the one at 12. So, all right, cool.
All right.
See
Bye.
you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Nikki. See ya. See you, John. Bye, Julia.